Okay, so I heard
I
stat
already
line.
have his stats. Yes.
What? How?
Because it's very easy to calculate off the green mage. Easy enough, but
Okay.
easy.
So you already have his stats. Okay, we're on record now. Go ahead, Legion. What are his stats?
Alright, so 41 HP, 41
Uh-huh.
attack, 17 speed, 37 defense, and 26 res.
26 res. Ooh, that's actually respectable because that's +3 from Tower Fang and then +6. Oh wow, that's like effectively 35.
Yep.
Ooh.
And then his defense goes up to effectively 43, 48 with joint home defense.
Wow. Okay, so he is going to be the best defensive Cav hero.
Mm-hmm. As far
Wow.
as yeah.
Wow. Okay. So there you go, guys. We have his stats. Now Legion's probably going to be off by like 1 or 2 points, but
More than
that's
likely.
essentially his stats.
Yep.
So, wow. I can't believe you already have it.
I had to go quick.
Yeah.
My normal way of doing things wasn't working, so I had to go and try some other stuff. But in case you're wondering, that green tome that he fights is where I got all my stats, and that appears in Book 2, Chapter 13, Part 3.
Wait, how did you... What the... Okay, sure.
Backgrounds.
Alright, fair enough. Anyways.
Backgrounds do give away quite a bit, and the way that Legion calculates everything out, it actually comes out pretty cleanly.
162 BST, of course.
Okay, give it one more time for people who might have missed it.
So assuming he has 162 BST and doesn't break any barriers, he would have 41 attack, 41 HP, 41 attack, 17 speed, 37 defense, and 26 res.
Yeah, that seems really respectable to me. Wow, he's really min-max. That 17 speed puts him, like, in what? The bottom 5 in the game?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think there's only Arden and company that are slower than him.
Crazy. Really good. If he's gonna have the limitations of Cav BST, min-maxing him like that is the right thing to do. Now, with that said, how do you like his look?
Oh, I think his art's fantastic.
The art is very nice.
He looks glorious. Whoopsies.
It looks so good.
If Legion is right about Legendary Seliph's speed, he is tied with Surtur, Legendary Edelgard, Milla, New Year Alphonse, Preed, and Fallen Berkut, and Hoshiden Summer Xander.
Oh crap, I forgot I mentioned Fallen Berkut. It would be between him and Fallen Berkut as best defensive Cav.
Yeah, so he would be the 8th unit overall with 17 base speed.
Wow.
Yep.
Fair. Fair. So good though. Okay, but with that
His
said,
artist is only a cipher artist as of now.
only a cipher. So this is their first piece of art in this game?
Yep.
Oh my god, that explains why I just couldn't recognize this at all. I didn't like relate this to any other piece of art in the entire game.
Good reason for that.
But this is easily the most glorious piece of art. Like,
Definitely up there.
The art looks fantastic.
let's put it in perspective. Base self art looks so mundane and plain
Basic.
in comparison.
It's very plain.
I
Yeah.
love you, so take my bets.
Well, thanks, Gamings. Thanks for the bits. Anyways. Fantastic look. But it's more important about the hero. And instantly, we should just start at Holy War's end. My interpretation of it was incredibly confused because I've never seen wording like this in the game before. But after some thought and some talk, it looks like from what I understand, it is just an improved QR in the respect that as long as they're over 50%, as long as you're over 50% HP, your foe attacks, they hit you one time, then you're guaranteed to double, and they can't interrupt this double. And if they somehow survive that, then they can counterattack.
Yeah, it's essentially desperation, but in the enemy phase. The first time this ever happened, with QR at the 50% threshold,
Yeah.
which is really clean.
It's
and
really clean.
helps when you have 17 speed.
It does. But the one thing that irks me is just like, you could have shown this off. If they picked a different hero than a green mage, something that can take a hit, they could have totally showed that off. Because from this, all I see is like, that's it. I can't tell if he's outspeeding him or anything like that. But yeah, with further thought and look into it, we know what it is. I'm just saying they could have shown it off by having something that can tank it, like a blue mage or something.
Yeah, they really just chose the most susceptible units here to just getting completely destroyed.
Yeah.
This is a Blade Tome, Green Tome with Green Mage with Swift Strike, Mirror Strike, and the other one is a Green Fafnir with Light Breath.
Oh my god. I still can't believe you found out who it is so quickly.
I just kind of have to associate what the theme is book-wise and go from there.
Okie doke. With that said, though, that is QR4, improved QR4 essentially.
I don't think that's outside of the number spectrum at this point. Vengeful would be QR4, if anything. This is like...
Okay, it's its own thing, but I'm just trying to put it like...
QR squared, how about that?
QR square, okay.
Yeah. Seliph has an extremely strong enemy phase. His player phase is significantly weaker.
Yeah.
Fortunately, his weapon has a player phase condition as long as he's damaged. But it's not nearly as impressive dual phase as a legendary.
Uh-huh. So once he's under 100% HP, Virtuous Tyrant drops her attack and defense by 6. That means if you run something like Bonfire and you just get the kill naturally, you can hold the Bonfire for the next battle and just nuke. So it's not bad. As long as you just take a hit at the start of... As long as you're taking hits, you can charge Bonfire or something for the next battle.
Yep. And then you can just do that player phase Bonfire nuke. Pretty clean option.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very least, even if he has to initiate for some reason, the damage he's receiving isn't going to be terrible physically. Magically, he might be destroyed, though.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I really like the fact that his weapon's giving him healing. That actually is such a great synergy. By the way, if Virtuous Tyrant did not have that condition, I would just feel like it's good, but it's a bit sleeper. It's like lacking something. I think of the HP healing. That actually does a lot for him. 7 HP healing on a tanky hero already, it's a lot more than you think. Even if it's just 7 HP, it's a lot more than you think.
Oh yeah, if you try to player phase on him and he can counterattack, i.e. no fire sweep, good luck. Because he's going to heal 14 damage thanks to Holy War's End. And he's already tanky enough as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, because of Virtuous Tyrant alone, he acts like he has 35 res on enemy phase instead of base 26 or 29.
Uh-huh.
So he's actually able to take hits pretty damn well.
Yeah. And because Holy War's End triggers... Wait a second. What happens if your opponent has Desperation?
If your opponent has Desperation, they get both their hits and then you get both your hits.
Ah, right,
matter
because
if
they
they're
still get their
quadding.
first hit in. So, okay. So in a situation where your opponent has Desperation, they still attack you twice. Which, that could be his whole then.
Yep.
Okay.
If they just have Desperation on you or a sweep, Wind Sweep will destroy him. If he can't counterattack or if they have Desperation, that's going to also ruin him. Or Brave Weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But he can interrupt quads.
Also, that 7 HP heal is after battle then.
No.
It's during
It's
battle.
Soul Lance.
Yeah.
Or more like Rune Axe as far as healing goes.
So per hit then.
Correct?
Yes.
Oh my
So
god.
You see him healing during the trailer. He
Yeah,
could
but it
heal
only
14
happened
damage.
one time. I couldn't. They really needed to do it so that he could take multiple hits.
No kidding. But, he can get both hits off. Heal 14 damage while also having 41 base attack. Doing all that.
Oh my. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Healing during battle is much more important because you could die before you reach end of battle. So if you're healing during battle, you definitely have that HP being used.
For all intents and purposes, it's like having noontime built in to your weapon.
Oh, you're right. Because noontime is only what? How much HP is this heal?
30%.
30%.
30%. So
Okay.
14 damage is reasonable to heal.
Yeah. All right. Wow, you put that all together. He's Very, very pristine. And, oh yeah, we forgot to say it. Virtuous Tirefang is res +3. If foe initiates combat or units HP is 100%. At start combat, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe during combat. That's really, really helpful for improving his attack and reducing damage taken and stretching his defensive stats out. And if unit deals damage to foe during combat, restores 7 HP to unit. And because he's guaranteed to get 2 shots in thanks to Holy War's End, as long as he can counterattack, so if i.e. fire sweeps or desperations can stop that, he's going to heal back 7 HP each time, which stretches his HP and defensive stats out even more. And of course, with Distant Counter, he can do this at all ranges, and Joint Hold Defense is just a nice thing to have. So this kit is actually quite simple after you understand what Holy War's End does, but it's so good.
It's a really good tank kit, honestly. And a really nice scoring kit at that, because, of course, it's important to note, whenever you have a signature beast slot, you'll immediately score higher than your contemporaries. This means that Seliph, for arena purposes, will score the same as Legendary Crom and
Legendary Edelgard.
Legendary Edelgard. So now Earth Season has met their match for scoring, but at the very same time, there's not a lot you really need to inherit onto him. He's already got such a very nice, clean, simple kit. But the only thing is, he's a much better unit to use. If you're going to use him in an arena defense and an Ether Raids defense, don't expect a whole lot, because enemy phase is not exactly something you want there.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat, Pacemaker, just pointed out, okay, give him Miracle and Heavy Blade as a seal, watch him never die.
Oh, yeah.
You're right about that, because it's not
disgusting.
You're right. That's such a good dude. Great thought. That is literally
really
how
good
you
point.
loop Miracle.
Yeah. Because then you heal the 14 damage, so you're back in Miracle range. I mean, assuming, well, the only problem with that is Holy War is only 50%.
No, so long as you have Miracle ready, so they attack, you're dropped to 1 HP. You attack, 2 shots in. Oh, but that'll only be 4 cooldown. That'll only be no,
that'd be all 5.
That's all. That's all 5 actually. Yeah.
So if they hit you again, then you'd have Miracle proc, or if you kill them, then you have Miracle ready for next combat. The only thing that's worth noting is that he won't be able to heal himself back into Holy War's End with 2 hits of Virtuous, assuming he gets to a point where Miracle will be dire. At 41 HP, Holy War's End stops at about 20.
Can't wait for intern Lanson's support in RRX season Kappa.
So instantly, guys, his best special skill is Miracle.
It's a really good
Not
option.
for scoring purposes, though.
Not for scoring purposes, but for like how to. He could. Wow, he actually is a better survivalist with Miracle than his father is. Like his father is huge damage reduction, but this is literally just he'll drop to 1 HP and he'll back up and charge another Miracle. This is a true Miracle looper then.
Yeah, much like original Seliph, except less HP and more reliable healing.
I also just realized something with the naming of the weapons. So
What?
base Seliph has Tirfing, base Julia has Naga, Deirdre has Divine Naga, and Sigurd has Divine Tirfing.
Yes.
Legendary Julia gets Virtuous Naga.
Yep.
Legendary Seliph gets Virtuous Tirfing.
Yep.
Nice pattern
It's on
they got
purpose.
going
Yeah.
there.
It's on purpose. Yeah.
That took me way too long to realize.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So you know what? We can already give him his like primary build. Then it'd just be Virtuous Tirefang, Miracle, Distant Counter, Holy War's End. Your choice of keeping Joint Home Defense or Attack Smoke, or because if you do Attack Smoke and Mirror Stance, I think you have something really good there too.
Yeah, I think that definitely could do a lot of work. Extending his bulk out is going to be vital if you want to go that
But
way.
extending his attack out it also matters because he's not going to have a special to rely on for kills anymore. But Virtuous Tirefang does give him 6 extra. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're using Heavy Blade, then Virtuous Tirfing on enemy phase is gonna swing that even
All these
more,
virtuous
especially
divine
when you
and
combine
regular
it with
weapons,
Attack Smoke.
and Arvis and Julius are left to the dust because no love for the villains of Fae.
Aw, yeah.
Oh, that's a Fallen Leon.
Oh, wait, yeah, Fallen Leon is amazing, though, yeah. But you're right, you should still use Heavy Blade. But that is the issue. That is the one issue. Guys, there are so many broken Heavy Blade builds out there. Do you want us?
So many.
Yeah. Do you want to spare your heavy blade seal? That's what it comes down to.
If not, of course, you could just do your Gear School Lucina, but, you know, only so many options at that point as well.
Anyways, with that said, there was really not a lot to talk about. This is just a really good hero. Jeez.
Really concise, but really good. Just
in
not as
terms,
scary as Kron.
yeah, I was gonna say
He's a
in
defensive
terms
hero,
of AI performance, I
It's
don't see Seliph being anywhere near as problematic as almost any other legendary that we've gotten in the last year.
Fair, absolutely fair. In the hands of AI, his performance will be utter shit.
Yeah. Let's
Because-
be honest.
Because
He
guys,
will not.
let's point it out. If you bait him out, Virtuous Targeting does not trigger, because if foe initiates
it's
combat or if
damaged.
unit's HP is under 100%, aka does not trigger, it's just becomes res +3 and healing. Wait, no, it doesn't even do the healing.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
the healing is there regardless.
Wait,
No,
it's
it's
just
not.
if unit, it's all in one
And.
sentence. Yeah,
It's
it's
an and.
yeah, there's an and. It's all in one. So literally, Virtuous Targeting just becomes res +3. Obviously, this encounter doesn't work if you baited him out. Holy War's End doesn't trigger because it's a defensive skill. He would just have joint home defense. Oh my god, he would be so trash.
Congratulations. He would be total trash. 17 speed, he will never double. He'll get doubled by everything. You just put a good blue tank in there, which, granted, there aren't a lot of good scoring blue tanks, but you could put, like, if you're doing Arena, Altena, and win. There's no real question about that.
Okay.
So in Earth Season would be Legendary Tiki, who many people already have very heavily built up.
If you have if you're Whale and you have Legendary Tiki +10, this should be of no concern to you either.
Yeah. So with that said, this is not a perfect unit. This is a unit you use for Seliph fans, I would say mostly. But if you want a really good defensive cav, which by the way, I don't think defensive calves are necessary for anybody, though, as good as they are, like say Fawn Barracuda's like a fantastic luxury to have on a team. Very fun to use as well. And I imagine Seliph will be just the same, very fun to use, but definitely not necessary because in the hands of AI, it's just gonna do shit.
Yeah. If you have to make it, if you can somehow make it to force Seliph to have to be baited, but the problem with a tank in an AI setting, if they have more movement, they're more likely to just initiate. The less range they have, the more you have to initiate. That's what makes tanks so scary.
Yep. So yeah, you would have preferred him to be like armored or something if in the hands of AI.
Yeah. So for anybody who might have been having that panic thought that we'll get another legendary Crom tonight, fortunately, we don't. But for anybody looking for Seliph himself, or for a new tank to use, you got yourself a very sweet deal.
Yep. Okay.
Legendary Seliph, just looking at this kit and going through the stats, Legendary Seliph is already looking to be a fantastic unit.
Yes.
Not for AI use, though.
Yep.
Total player use.
No, like even more than, well, almost anyone else that we've gotten in the last year.
Yeah, if he attacks, he literally gets no benefit of anything.
Nope.
Yeah. The only time Legendary Seliph should be initiating is if he has a damaging special ready and somebody is in kill range for it.
I mean, he
Otherwise-
could. I mean, he still has 41 attack limit, defense -6 if he's damaged. So if he's damaged, he could probably initiate and get a kill here and there. That's
Yeah,
still
on green heroes especially, but that's it.
63 attack?
Yeah, but that's really just on green heroes.
Yeah. So it's not to say he's useless player phase, but just don't.
he's just don't do it. Okay, but with that said, concluding thoughts, top tier defensive cav hero in the hands of a player especially, but not much else otherwise. Great miracle looper. I think he's worthwhile, especially if you're a fan of Seliph, but definitely
I
not
know
necessary.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just going to go because we've been talking about Seliph being a legendary alt for months, no years, and he finally got his chance.
Yeah, which by the way, I didn't guess Seliph. Guys, I've guessed Seliph a lot of times in the past, never happened. And then you know, Julia got legendary, and then it didn't happen anywhere. When was Julia? When did Julia become legendary?
August.
Julia was August of last year.
So it's almost been a year, almost.
So yeah, it's not even my fault. It's not that I hate Seliph. It's just I have no faith in Seliph. But look at him, he's finally here.
I had no faith either, but I was split between either Seliph or Claude for this month. It couldn't be a blue unit. It couldn't.
I was starting to think it might have been just a 3 houses train into CYL, and then have a huge CYL. Like,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, that actually made sense to me.
Yeah,
I'm glad it
3 Houses
wasn't just this endless train of 3 houses legendary units.
I don't mind it being, honestly, because 3 Houses' anniversary is coming up.
Oh yeah, see, it makes more sense the more you think about it, but yeah, it's not gonna happen now. We know.
Yeah, if it were to be that way, it would have been Claude this month, and then 2 months it would have been Dimitri.
Yeah. Yeah, Mad Crash. Didn't Dimitri come out recently?
Shut up, Nims.
I've been too busy to release that video, but it's so funny. All right, anyways, enough about Seliph. We now know he's a very, very good hero. We've already concluded that, but the rest of his banner is still worthwhile looking at.
Some of it.
Some of it. I will say immediately, I think Carlos and Green probably really hard to sell you on that.
Yeah.
Because there's only really
Go for
one
colorless
top tier.
over green if they're the only ones in the circle.
I actually would
that's
do
subjective.
that. Well, I knew
It's
Legion.
slightly subjective.
Legion, big Sed fan, but Eleonora I think is a top 5, definitely top 5 archer. Sed, arguably.
Yeah, Sed. I mean, it would be Sed versus Ellie. I mean, Sed comes with pulse smoke.
Yes. Sed is one of 2 sources of pulse smoke in the entire game.
The other one is 3
Seasonal.
then.
Yes, but
Because
Oh right,
Gren has
3.
it.
I forgot about a Gren for a moment.
yeah, it's Pent,
Pent, Igren, and Sed.
Sed.
Yes.
Yep. But yeah, with that said, there's not much to talk about when it comes to colors and green because it's just between Sed and Eleonora. As good as say Yoon is, I feel like if you wanted Yoon, you already have her. Yoon is a fun hero to use, but like it's definitely not necessary. Even if from this defensive purposes, I might argue you might not want to use Yoon because Yoon sometimes just does nothing. Sometimes.
Or
I think
she could.
Sigurd is
I've
the
seen her
last
do
lord
more
with no
than
odds
she needs
now.
to. But
Well, yeah. I mean, I use her personally, and she's helped wipe teams out. But yeah, I just don't view her as completely necessary. Legendary Lyn, as a huge fan of Lyn, even at that point, even with a plus attack merge Lyn, there are so many times where she's
I will
failed
put
me.
my
so-
own faith that at someday
Yeah,
we will
don't
get the
even-
rightful legendary Julius Alt where he completely eclipses fallen Julia and legendary Julia. Justice for Julius villains are legendary too.
Zork, you're absolutely right, and I think one day in the future we will get like a character like Seliph. Like, come on, guys. They, if Ryoma got a copy, I have faith in everybody becoming a legendary at this point.
I mean, all the other lords, sure, but not enemies.
We'll see. But yeah, you're right. Not a lot of the enemies are legendaries. But speaking of
I mean,
which,
the other ones.
legendary Robin,
mean-
aka Grima.
Which is why I said people keep saying male Robin, male Robin. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think that legendary Grima is Robin's legendary alt.
That doesn't really make sense, but I guess.
I mean, it's still indexed as Robin,
True, fair.
even if
yes.
it's Grima possessing Robin. The only way it could happen is if it were both, in which case we would be able to get legendary male and female core and legendary male and female Byleth, things like that.
Okay, I'm not looking forward to that. Jeez. All right, but with that said, yeah. Colorless, Duma. Do you still really want Duma as a defensive hero? I would argue no, and I think if you did, you already have one. He's useful as a catapult. I will give him
Yeah.
that much. If you run double catapult with Duma, you can probably shut down a lightning tower pretty easily. But for all intents and purposes of a defensive hero, you have a much better hero for the same season in Maribellis on the same banner.
Who is also red.
Also red, so with Seliph as well. Also with a pretty good defensive hero if you can get them in combat, Sothis. It's debatable how good Sothis is anymore defensively, but she's fun to use, and I like Sothis. So.
She's still a great unit to use offensively. You know, like Tempest Trials, things like that. But
Yes.
defensively, I'd probably just give it to Grimimond.
Yeah, so with that said, Carlos and Green automatically at the bottom end of everything, even if they have some fodder. It's iffy. It's really iffy. Red and blue. I think it's much more fun to talk about. In fact, I will say this right now. I argue blue's better than red, just because Legendary Chrom is amazing, and you have the 2 best refreshers in the game.
Yeah. If you want your water season to be a broken mess that I will hate to fight, then blue.
Yeah.
Because you got the 2 best water legendaries right there.
Because I want to just make it clear, it's not because I hate Seliph or anything like that. It's just because Chrom is ridiculously good on both player phase and enemy phase. Good in every mode, in fact.
Yeah. If you have Chrom, you are pretty well set for anything. If you have a +10 Chrom, I hate you.
When it comes to water season with Chrom and Azura, they are capable of basically covering the entire map. And let's not forget that Chrom also has a self-refreshing skill. So if he does use to change fate, then well, all of your debuffs that you put on him before are completely meaningless. And then on top of that, even if he doesn't use that, if your character is at full HP, he debuffs them even more than just low attack defense, which is in his base kit, and also ignores any debuffs.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
let's not forget he's armor effective.
He's also effective. He's a ridiculous a ridiculous hero. But that's the reason why I have him over Seliph, just because of usability and how ridiculous he is.
And not to mention, Mira's on a banner right now, so you might already have her.
The biggest, the closest comparison I can think of for Legendary Chrom is Kyria, just significantly more overtuned.
Oh yeah, the extra movement especially was what breaks things for me. Cause have you guys watched like other top players? Like I watched Fireboy play Arena Assault, and he keeps every time he fights a Chrom, he has to take his time, because it's just, what are you gonna do? How do you stop him?
Everybody has to.
Everybody, yes.
If you're a top-end arena player, and especially if you're running armors, Emperor, good luck. If you ever fight Chrom, you're probably gonna have to sit there for 20 minutes.
Yep.
And even then, you might lose.
Yep. So yeah, that's the reason I think blue over red. Legendary Zero needs no introduction. Peony needs no introduction. Yeah.
I mean, everybody has PNE, so I guess that some people might not care for that.
I guess, but having more copies of her is always nice.
Absolutely.
Well, having more copies of Peony is good for extra lift gain, and if water and light seasons line up, then you can have both of them on the team together. And then if you have Chrom, Azura, and Peony, and then your bonus unit, well, Peony is getting the blessing boost from Chrom and Azura, and then there's also your bonus unit too. So it's one of the most disgustingly powerful teams that you can get there with 2 refreshers.
It's not just that; it's also the double Peony teams. Those are annoying too, because
double Peony in offense. That's a very important thing to know.
Yeah, because extra stats, extra movement, extra turns, like it's ridiculous. So, yeah, blue first for me, and then red second, and that's nothing against Mirabella's, for example. Great, fantastic hero, very good defensively. Also good fodder, fortress defense reds.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If you want a Mirabella's, chances are you sparked her.
Well, I'm gonna. Now that I know about this banner, I'm actually probably not pulling, because I still think it's probably better for me. I only have around 113 orbs, which is enough with 9 tickets to get Mirabella's. I'm probably just gonna go pull on the banner and get Mirabella's. Is what I'm planning to do.
Which one?
Oh, the Awakening banner with Mirabella's.
Okay, I wasn't, because both these banners have Mirabella's. It wasn't.
I know, but 113 orbs doesn't guarantee me.
It is a guaranteed spark.
Yeah, I'd rather just take guaranteed. And at neutral, she's still good. Like, it doesn't impact her.
And besides, if you get another down the road while summoning, might as well.
There are a lot of exceptionally powerful units on this legendary banner. Seliph is basically giving us the best defensive legendary unit in the game now. Chrom is the best dual phase legendary unit.
Best legendary
in
period, maybe?
I know.
Arguably, yes.
I know what you're saying, Matt Crash, but like, it's 113 orbs could
I
be
understand. I'm not
utter
I'm not
disaster.
arguing against. I'm not arguing against your decision at all. Now.
No. For
I'm just
everyone
kinda
else,
pointing out how-
absolutely, this banner's worth pulling. But I'm just saying my personal viewpoint.
Yeah, personal
I'm just-
viewpoint, you probably want to more.
I'm
I
just
have
gonna-
orbs saved up, so I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm just kind of highlighting just how many of the best in category we have in this banner.
Yeah.
Just for
Because Peony-
Red.
Yeah, well, Peony is our best offensive mythic. Mirabilis is probably our best defensive mythic right now.
Sure, I can
And-
see that.
Yeah.
Azura is the best refresher for arena purposes as long as it's water season.
I am one of those
Yeah, it's
exceptions that is pulling red and colorless
absolutely
because I want
insane.
Sothis merges
Just
and I
how
some
many-
Haven maxed Grima and I want to have a max colorless flying dragon.
Well, Zork, good luck.
Well,
Good
you
luck,
only
I
have-
would say. But here's the
you only
thing:
have
you have
one
to.
colorless flying dragon.
Grima and Sothis will be back many more times, so I don't see a rush
Grima's
in it.
been back many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Grima isn't bad, but she kind of needs to be on bonus to actually be good at this point.
Or merge.
She's. Or both.
Or both, obviously.
Especially both if you're trying to keep in tier 21 in arena.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, worth pulling on, absolutely. Just let me know if any one of you guys are pulling, but as a quick reminder, next month's Mythic banner is going to be ridiculous. Bramimon comes back.
Not next month, it's the month after.
Oh my fucking... I can't do this anymore. I keep mixing the months up.
Yeah, August is stacked. We have CYL and... Uh-oh.
Alright, whatever.
CYL, and then for colorless, it's Bramimond and Milla on the legendary banner there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then blue also has legendary Julia with Naga.
Okay. There you go. That's the point. Save your orbs. It would be
you want.
worthwhile, but this banner is definitely worthwhile. Make your choices. Pick your poison. It's literally pick your poison. You'll be wrong either way.
I guess the question is, where does Seliph rank in tanky swords? Because as far as like enemy phase sword tanks, where would you put him?
Number one.
Oh, Jesus.
Just because he's healing Miracle Chain and his B skill. Number one.
What about like even against like Fallen Ike?
Yep. Because the thing with Fallen Ike is like anti-debuffs is really useful, but you don't always fight against debuffs.
That's fair. It's mostly from the close call perspective.
And I'm not actually sure if Seliph is gonna get hit by debuffs, because his defense isn't crazy high. You might have someone else soak it, and his offense is not high either.
What he has 41. He has 57 attack.
Let me put it this way: like if you put him into Ether Raid's offense, and you're using him, which by the way I think he's a valid Ether Raid's offense hero.
Yeah.
That chill tower is not gonna target him because his speed is too low for it to work.
Oh
out.
yeah. The Bright Shine would not target him.
If they have chill attack, that's a different matter. But even then, I don't think that's that big of a deal. Even if the defensive shrine that's targeting defense and res total,
Maybe.
it might not trigger on him because it's,
Who would take it? Otherwise?
for example, Mila.
Okay, yeah. If you're doing light offense with Milla, then yeah, that'd probably be.
Milla would absolutely soak the
Milla's
Dark
designed.
Shrine.
She's
Yeah.
designed to stroke the Dark Shrine.
So the entire
Yeah.
point I was trying to make was like he could actually just dodge the shrines on a light season, for example.
Unfortunately, he can't dodge like Yoon's Chaos Manifest. No.
Yeah, I
Name.
mean he's not immune to debuffs, but with everything said, just because he has that miracle loop, I value him over something like Fallen Ike. Which, by the way, Fallen Ike was on my mind. I really think Fallen Ike is good. I actually just don't know if other people feel Fallen Ike is good. I've seen more dead Fallen Ikes than live Fallen Ikes at this point.
I use Fallen Ike as a sweeper for everything, and I can definitely vouch he's good. Close
He's
call
good.
is broken.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see.
Which, by the way, you
Yeah.
can just use Brave Lucina with
Seliph.
Yeah, and you can just get the same thing. No?
What?
Yeah, because he's
Two of
physical.
one.
He counts.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah,
he does
yeah,
count
he gets
for
the
it.
Cena.
Yeah.
As a reference, the only other units that are able to do the miracle loop quite as well are Byleth and maybe somebody else.
Why Byleth?
I thought Forsyth.
Well, Byleth. Yeah, Forsyth can actually do it kind of reasonably well too. That needs.
Got a very high HP stat. And
Yeah.
not the most follow-up potential.
Right.
Arshin would
Or-
actually be a pretty solid miracle. Looper.
Byleth works as a miracle looper if you give him or her mystic boost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
works. We checked it before.
And then there's also the fact that you can't say no to accelerated cooldown unless you have another Byleth of your own against Byleth.
yeah. So
And
you're
then null
probably-
follow-up also built in along with Byleth's
Right.
crazy speed.
Yeah, and all that just makes special. Yeah.
Okay.
Liability.
Fair enough. Okay, I guess that's the banner.
Yeah, that's the banner. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are going to be hyped up. A lot of people probably are hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
For Seliph fans, I'm happy for you. Congratulations, your favorite character got a legendary alt.
It just took
Finally.
forever, that's all.
Yeah, just
Well,
I
actually,
mean,
no, not just a legendary alt, but the first Seliph alt.
Oh, wait,
and
you're right.
also the
Drink
highest
muscle to me, we
scoring
need to survive a
unit
war.
alt.
Yep,
Wait.
Seliph is the highest scoring Earth legendary, ahead of Julia.
He's the highest scoring unit, tied with Crom and company. So, props to him. Honestly, I think it's better when you're. The logic is always the later you release, the better you're gonna be.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
it's
very
just
much
inevitable
saying
in a
that.
game like this.
Seliph definitely falls in line with that.
But with that said, I don't think he's that crazily broken.
Oh no!
No,
He's the least
he's
broken
not
legendary
broken.
we've had in a long time.
He's actually really fair because again, if you bait this guy, he's completely useless.
Yeah. He'll still be better performing in that regard than some, but
And I'll be honest, like I think he's like slightly ahead of Fallen Berkut, but Fallen Berkut's still crazy good.
Now that we got Pantless
I mean,
Mark
Fallen
into
Berkut's
Stellar
also
Fall
kinda,
this year,
yeah,
what is everyone gonna
yeah.
beg for now?
But Fallen Berkut's like over a year old. Actually,
yeah, he was
Yeah.
a year old relative to Leon's.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's like that crazy, and it's not like, for example, Legend Julia, which, even though I think like that's the planning, I guess. Legend Julia is still incredibly good too. So it's not like, okay, I'm just gonna say he's a fair character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely more fair than Crom. Let's put it that way.